Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2025 Hyundai Sonata. This is the N-Line. It's finished off in carbon blue with an MSRP at just over $36,000. This is powered by the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder turbo. It's paired to the 8-speed dual clutch automatic and pumps out 290 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the front wheels, propelling this 3,600-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. It has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 15.9 gallons. You'll expect to see 23 miles per gallon in the city and 32 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 111.3 inches. Its overall length is 193.3. It has a width of 73.2 and a height of 56.9 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, there's really no changes compared to the previous model, at least for the exterior. And you'll notice up front that on the top of the bumper, there's a DRL strip that runs from side to side. And then the far edges are the turn signals, which is a nice integration. You'll notice the LED headlights and high beams are just underneath that in a separate housing. There's also a brushed aluminum Hyundai badge on the hood, plenty of cutouts in this front grille to provide a lot of cooling, where there's also parking sensors and the sensor right in the middle for distance pacing. Some really nice brushed accents that run throughout the grille as well, and just really nice overall lines and contoured edges to give it that sporty front end. And then there's a few lines that come down the hood to match nicely. Now this also has the N-Line wheels with a nice two-tone design to them and that N center wheel cap. You'll notice too that the N-Line badge just behind the front tire also has the integrated turn signal. So unlike most vehicles where it's on the side mirror, this is actually on the bodywork itself. So you just have a very seamless body colored mirror there. Now this also has a full moonroof up top and then some very nice lines that run down the side. There's a very crisp point just above the door handles leading all the way to the taillight housings, where everything is LED as you would expect. There's also some aerodynamic fins just above that on the top of the trunk lid there, which is nice to see. That LED bar runs right through the trunk as well. There's a backup camera and then more brushed accents in the lower section, along with a quad tip dual exhaust and a few fins in that diffuser. Again, just to add to that sporty vibe for this N-Line model. Now you can use the button on the key fob or the control just to the right side of the backup camera, and that will release the trunk lid. Now for this family style vehicle, you have a good bit of space in back. Now there's also some hidden storage underneath the floor, so you can place some items underneath if needed. And then you can also pull on these tabs to fold down the back seats. So that will give you a lot more interior space. And then you have one grab handle on that passenger side. There's a very light trunk lid, so it is easy to close. Now as we work our way to the interior, this has a really nice design to it with the leather and the red stitching. You'll notice this neat trim accent that loops into the release handle, and then there's the window control and a little bit of storage down below. Now what's really nice about this N-Line model is that there's Alcantara and a leather for the seats along with the red trim accents. And since I have this one seat released, you can get a look at the space through to the back there, where you can fold all of those flat, of course, to get that extra cargo space. Now at 5'10", I have a lot of space. It's very spacious in the back. You have one storage pocket on the passenger side. New for the 25-year model, there are now air vents for your backseat passengers, and then you have auxiliaries down below. And then as far as headroom goes, even with a hat on, I have about a ½ inch or so of headroom, and I can actually lay my head back and sit up. So it's comfortable for adults. You could easily ride around town and be fine in this vehicle. Now you also have the armrest and then cup holders too. And then a small cargo window there, which is helpful in seeing around this pillar there. Now up front, the door panel is very similar to the rear. This has Bose for the audio, all the window controls, side mirror adjustments, and then a little bit more storage down below. And then the front seats are automatic with the N badge there and a really nice design with some red piping accents as well. And then it's pretty easy to hop into it, where we can start this up and take a listen to how it sounds. And coming back to the gauge cluster now, you'll see on the left side there's miles per hour and fuel. On the right side there's engine temperature and the tach. Now there's also information right in the middle that you can go through using controls on the left side of the steering wheel. This also has your cruise and distance pacing adjustments, and then you can use the arrows to go through the rest of this information. So we can pull up some of these vitals here, and then you can scroll through a lot more. So just depending on what you would like to see, You have a lot of daily driving information, which of course is nice, and then you can go through your compass and your distance pacing. Now this model also has paddle shifters, and then on the right side there's voice commands, volume, tuning, Bluetooth controls. There's even a favorites button as well, so you can sync that up with what you use the most and have that readily available. Now to the left, there's a trunk release, the e-brake, dimmer switch for the gauges, traction control. There's also one air vent with more of the red accents. And then as we work our way to the rest of the infotainment system, you have quite a lot that you can go through. So on the home screen here, you have a split view. So you can look at all of these icons and then the home screen that has that split view there. And you can also use the physical buttons down below. So if you want to quickly get into the map, you want to get into your media, you even have setup, and you have another favorites button that you can set up as well. You have tuning on one side and then volume on the other. So pretty simple system, but it gives you everything that you need. You'll notice more of the red accents go all the way to the passenger side there. And then there's a separate screen for all of the climates. It's laid out very nicely. So you have dual zone, so temperature on both sides, fan speed in the middle, heated seat adjustments, recirc where you'd like the air to go. Very user-friendly and touch sensitive, so it's very easy to use. You have that haptic feedback as well. Now there's also some auxiliaries down below along with wireless charging and storage. You get a little bit of storage in front of 2 cup holders, and then you even have a few different driving modes. So for this N-Line, you have normal, sport, and a My Drive setting. So that way you can customize it to your liking. You'll notice auto hold behind that, and then a shortcut to the camera system. Now in order to put this into reverse without using that control, that stalk is located on the right of the steering wheel. So just twist it towards yourself for reverse, twist it forwards for drive, and then park is going to be located on the end of the stalk. And that is the visibility that you get. Now you also have a very nice armrest that you can easily open up where you have plenty of storage, and then you have storage in the glove box too. Up top, you have a pretty wide rear view mirror, which is nice to see. And then there's the dome lights, and you have controls for the sunroof and sunshade. Both of those are power operating, and you can open both of them up with the push of one button, which is nice. And then here's a look at visibility overall, where you can easily see over both shoulders. You have quite a lot of glass for this sedan. All right, so as we jump behind the wheel now for the Hyundai Sonata N-Line, let's put it in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. Not bad of an acceleration for almost pedal to the floor there. It's not a quick vehicle, but it definitely has a lot of get up and go to it. That was my first acceleration in sport mode to really see what this is like. Paddles seem to be pretty responsive as well, and it will show you what gear you are in the upper middle screen there, which is nice to see. So I've been driving this for the last couple of days just to get more acquainted with this vehicle. It's been a really nice commuter sedan to drive, very comfortable, good out on the highway, really good gas mileage as well. I've only used a quarter tank for the driving that I have been doing, but it seems to be a really nice vehicle if you're looking for something at this price point as well. In the mid $30,000 range, you can get a very nicely equipped Hyundai Sonata here that's going to be perfect for other passengers. So it has a good bit of space, good cargo space, good MPG, and all the user interface has been really easy to go through. I know Hyundai went through a phase where they didn't have quite as much for the physical buttons down below. They're still within the screen here, but it's all super easy. The feedback is really nice to use. So I'm a big fan of how they've made some changes there just to bring it back a little bit towards those physical buttons, which is nice. And these seats are also very comfortable as well. So for the driving that I've been doing, for the long trips that I have done, it's definitely been a comfortable seat. And still in sport mode, second gear, here we go. The paddles are very responsive for this, and while this is not a true performance sedan, this definitely handles some back roads very well. It's not something you really want to push it on these, but if you are on some back roads, you just want to have a little bit of sporty fun, you can still do that with this Sonata N-Line. I'm very impressed with its handling and how responsive it is to shift gear. So especially on a road like this where you don't need a ton of power, you just need something that can handle well, this is a good option for some roads like this. So I'm very impressed to see how well you could do some back roads with this model. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Sonata N. and it's been a great sedan to drive. Super comfortable. This is the first time I'm doing a little bit of sporty driving with it. And like I said, I'm very impressed with how well this can handle. So it's a very well-rounded sedan where you can pack it full of people, extra storage, and then if you do this occasionally, you can go on long trips, take the back way, and have a confident driving sedan. For the price, I think this is a really good option to go with. You're going to get a really good warranty, almost not fully loaded, but you have a lot of nice tech features for this. I do wish it offered ventilated seats. I'm not sure if that's an option or just not available on this model here, but everything else is very nice, from the materials and just the quality of this vehicle. Turning radius is also very respectable as well, so it's going to be easy to maneuver. It's not a very big sedan. And there's not much torque steer with a good acceleration like that, so it handles that power to the front wheels very nicely. And it's just a good sedan to drive. So if you're looking for a daily driver that can kind of do everything at a good price too, in the mid $30,000 range, this is a great option to go with. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2025 Hyundai Sonata N-Line. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.